Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. This guy right here is Evil Mike, and I got a review for you today. From Image Comics, this is Kaya, issue number 4. It is written, art, and created by Wes Craig, colors by Jason Wordie, and letters by AndWorld Design. Before I get started on the review, can you please like, comment, and subscribe? Right there, somewhere over there, hit that bell if you like hearing my reviews, my story time. So here we go, Kaya. Basically, and I love this. Every issue, it catches you up with the previous, issues, gives you a little, backstory on what's going on. But it is pretty simple. Basically, we are with Kaya and Jin. We got Seth, he is one of the lizard people, and Zohan. They have just tackled and killed this massive Magron monster that they were set out on this quest to go kill. During the killing part, Zohan was revealed to be a kind of a coward, and most of his actions actually end up like hurting the group. Actually, speaking of which, one of his friends ended up passing away. But basically, most of the lizard riders make it back. Jin is kind of devastated because Kaya comes back wounded, as well as Seth and Zohan. Zohan's pretty injured, but and I think his name is like Bulbous, is this older guy right here, and he kind of looks at Kaya and he's like, yeah, we're gonna need some medicine for that. And for Zohan, they have to like cauterize his wound. He's wounded so bad. Jin ends up running off. Kaya kind of mentions that she's tired of him running off and her having to go chase after him. But he runs off and he's basically crying. And he's upset and hurt that Kaya came back wounded, and basically he thinks she's about to die. He prays to the gods that he knows of, and he basically says that, like, if they heal Kaya, that he will give the magic that he's supposed to be promised to the gods. As soon as he says this, we get this page here where it's like this hand of maybe a god or the god in this book touches Jin's head, and that's kind of it. It looks like maybe some rainfall. I don't know if you can tell, but because they do show like some little, but that's about it. Jin ends up running back, and as he runs back, they've already applied the medicine on Kaya, and she's already like moving around. It's brought up both whether Jin actually did save her. I mean, we did see the giant god hand or whatever, but it's also mentioned that the potions probably did the trick as well. But it is brought up, either way. We do get to the point that all 3 previous books have hinted at, where Seth and Kaya kind of have this like love triangle thing going. They do like each other, and Seth reveals that his king or queen or something like that was, they had set Seth and Kaya up as to be betrothed and to strengthen both of their communities. At the beginning of this book, Kaya and Jin's whole kingdom was destroyed by something, so she doesn't have a kingdom anymore. So Seth's parents changed it to the Goro Bay people. Now it's like the female that he's supposed to be betrothed to. But basically, he's coming clean about all this, that he has feelings for her, but he can't really do anything about it because he has to marry the girl that his parents want him to strengthen both of their kingdoms, kind of thing. At this point, we do see that Kaya is just upset. She ends up leaving. Like, she ends up using her hand to like knock the tree as she leaves. She's so upset. And remember, the hand is supposed to be like magical. We do see both of them. Basically, like, Seth ends up kind of depressed, walks away, and Kaya kind of upset, walks away. And as Seth walks away, we see Jen runs up, and he's amazed that she's healed, and he's like, oh, it worked. And then he runs over to Seth, and Seth reveals that he finally, came clean and told Kaya the truth. And he asked Jin if he's going to tell, Kaya the truth that he knew all along. We jumped to the next day, and basically, because they had been set on that mission by like a little village to, but they were already on, it was kind of like a two-part quest, because they were already on the quest to go hunt down the Megron, and then they were, as they came across another village, so they got their, like, rewards from the first village, and then they basically pack up the Megron and get ready to take it back to Goron Bay, where they're supposed to take it, where the first quest started. They do end up burning their friend. It's I forget his name. It's Zohan's friend that died in the last issue because of Zohan's negligence. There are some pretty words that are being said, but in that moment, that's when, like, most of the lizard people kind of deem Zohan a loser, a coward, and that's when most of the other lizard people, like, join forces with Seth, and and it's done in like this, like, sly secret handshake, basically, between all the other lizard people. At that point, the group travels on. We get the scene right here as they're traveling to go to the next destination, and we see this bird. The book follows the bird, follows it more, and we find out the bird finally is not, just a simple bird. He does speak, but he goes over to somebody, and we see that multiple people are talking back to this bird. Basically, it sounds like a trap is being set at Goron Bay, that neither of the sides know it. We do get this picture of who the bird was talking to, and it looks like mutated versions of the lizard people and some other things, because there's some people down here too. But it just kind of reminds me of like a area that has been like eradicated or radiated, and they have mutated into something else. But those are our new bad guys. Basically, they do get, our group does make it to Goron Bay. When they get there, Kaya's like, hey, open the door. We did this, and we brought the Megron. Come on, man. And all they're greeted with is archers. Kaya does activate her arm for good measure. And basically, we hear somebody like, oh, drop your bows. These are our friends. And someone accidentally does fire off an arrow. Kaya does magically, like, snap the arrow in half before it does anything, and we see that the doors are open. They are greeted by, I assume, Seth's new parents-in-law. These are the leaders of Goron Bay, and they basically announce that, Kaya and the lizard people are her friends, and they're brought in, and at the very end, we just see that this bird is, floating around, watching them on their journey. Getting ready for the trap. They do show us a preview of the next issue, which just showed that guy that's going to, he's got a trap. I can read you a little bit. It does say an unexpected wedding takes place. I'm assuming that's Seth and his girl. When our adventurers reach their destination, and secrets between Kaya and her brother Jin threaten to tear them apart. That's going to be him keeping secrets. Just as monstrous new threats attack. We don't get any name on the threats or anything, just monstrous new threats. But hot damn, Kaya has been fire. I will say this issue it seemed really small. It really wasn't. It was just really quick worded or whatever. It was fantastic. I love the art, the story, the layout, especially now we're getting this new threat. I thought it was just a damn bird we were following. I didn't know it was going to start talking. It was kind of dope. But I'm enjoying this new world that Wes Craig is setting in front of us. I don't know about y'all, but I am really enjoying this family-friendly, story so far. But the way things are going, is it going to stay family-friendly? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts below. What are you thinking about Kaya? Are you liking it? Are you loving it? Are you hating it? Are you passing it up? Let me know. Alright, guys. That's what I got for you right now. I got maybe some more reviews coming. We'll see. I'll let you go. Bye!